It was nice, actually.
Yeah, it was. And for me,
like what he said.
the couple of things that I picked up on was the emotional baggage and the intensity from the last 2 years at Inter Milan, and that's why he didn't take the job in the summer. I understand that, because before now I thought, well, why didn't he want it then? And all of a sudden he wants it now. I can look at Simon now and he's definitely going to go against this, but just bear with me. When you talk about a manager or a person who's been involved in football and winning things for a long time, as Antonio Conte has, I think you understand what kind of character and what kind of personality you're bringing into the club. But I don't think it's going to be plain sailing, because I look at the team, I look at the squad. I think they've got, 4 top 6 players in the squad. One of them, Lloris, he's probably seen his best days. Højbjerg, Kane, Son, Moura. Ali's injured, or he's not playing, he's not at that same level. Dyer's a converted centre-back, and I look at the rest of them, they're unproven. So I'm thinking, it doesn't matter how good a manager you are, how are you going to turn this Tottenham side into a top 4, top 6 side? Because I think it's going to be very difficult until you get to January the 1st, you open the purse strings, Daniel Levy concedes that he has to spend a lot more money than he wanted to, because I couldn't see Conte taking this job in the guys that it was, Tottenham Hotspur, spending players on not top-class players, but nearly top players, and trying to get away with it.
Yeah, but Trevor, unlike Newcastle, they're not miles away. They're only 5 points off.
That's right.
The top 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, he hits the ground running, gets a couple of wins under his belt somehow.
Yeah.
The Conte way. I tell you what, the charge is on.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Simon, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because I think obviously Daniel Levy pitched him a woo and then revitalised that woo further along, because if you look at sung him a song, wanted to make sure that he was, he wanted him to join the club, pitched him a woo, told him that he was someone that they wanted. But
sorry,
did
it knock you off your stride there?
Yeah, I couldn't think of the exact answer I wanted to give to that. But
all right,
here's the thinking.
Yeah.
He didn't leave Inter Milan because he was emotionally drained. He left Inter Milan because they wanted to sell Romelu Lukaku, and they were selling their best players because they had a financial meltdown in Italy that they needed to plug the gap.
Right.
So what happened with him, in my view, is that Daniel Levy, the woo that he pitched him wasn't quite what he wanted to hear. He wanted to hear, I'm going to get £15-20 million a year. He wanted to hear, I'm going to get a significant war chest or financial backing to be able to do this, and he didn't hear that from Daniel Levy, perhaps. Now Daniel's looked at it again and looked at the dynamics. And I did something yesterday. I spent a few hours of my time whilst I was bored out of my mind yesterday evaluating what these managers actually do. Because the myth is a myth around Conte, about you get Conte and he's going to cost you a serious amount of money. And I analysed the managers in the Premier League, Solskjaer, Guardiola, Conte and Klopp over the last 5 or 6 years, and what their net spend has been. Right, the net spend for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is £150 million a season. The net spend for Guardiola is £108 million a season. The net spend for Conte is £46 million a season. There's only one top manager that's better than that, that's Klopp, whose net spend is £28 million. So Conte costs you net £45 million a year to bring you an elite football club. I think Daniel Levy would have really looked at that and gone, hang on a second, he spent £330 million at Chelsea, but he brought in £270 million. His biggest spend was at Milan recently. So I looked at the last 5 or 6 years of each one of these managers, and obviously I couldn't analyse top-flight management from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because Mulder didn't fall into that category. Okay. So I looked at 3 years, and you look at it and say, right, this is a guy that probably was looked at differently. Tottenham had a different song to sing him, and that song was more in keeping with what he wanted to hear. There's not going to be that much difference between where they are now and what they do between now and January, but he'll get them better, focus better. They'll pick up more points than they currently would have done under Nuno Espirito Santo. But it's what they do in January will be a key component, because bad business is done in January. But notwithstanding that, they're still going to do some business. I think I maintain the position it's going to be an ask for him to chase Solskjaer down. Because unless Ronaldo's going to break his leg, he's going to keep on getting that card out of jail and possibly stay inside the top 4. That's about his achievement, right? Yeah. But this guy coming in is a fox in the henhouse. All of the best managers are now coming to the Premier League. They don't want to be anywhere else. They want to be in the Premier League, and Conte coming along makes this Premier League intriguing, because look at it now. Tottenham Hotspur, Mourinho was Mourinho, and everything that came with him, and we all knew that it was going to be an intriguing situation, but we all knew, hang on a second, all this loving from Mourinho about the squad he's got, it's going to turn, it's going to go dark. With this guy, we know that Tottenham are going to change, and people like Dele Alli are going to get a wake-up call that they've never had.
Incidentally, you were part of that loving towards Mourinho.
No, I was part of the defence.
Because I was saying it would implode.
No, I didn't. I said it's a marriage made in hell. But I also turned around and said I don't believe his sentiment of I'm the happy one. I don't believe that the biggest Christmas gift he's got is that playing squad. And what I didn't allow the media to do was make it one-dimensional. Every time Mourinho did something, it was amplified. Every time he said something that people said was negative, I wanted to give more balance to it. And I didn't defend
Tell me
anything
this,
more than
Simon. Conte, Tottenham, top 6.
This season, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, top 6, yeah.
Such is his impact, Trevor. Because they're not far away at the moment.
Yeah, no, they're not far away. It just concerned me about the players and how they down tools for Nuno, or
you cannot down tools for Conte.
Seem to down tools for Nuno. You know, we don't like training, we're not enjoying it. I mean, I mentioned it the other day. What is this under 12s football where you've got to get a smile on the player's face? Sometimes it takes that work out of possession, and you have to do the hours on the training pitch to make sure you stop conceding goals. And I'm sure exactly that is what Antonio's going to do with these set of players, but they'll have to accept it because it's coming from a manager who they respect more. What a load of rubbish. They should have done it for Nuno. And looking at the players, I'll have not really produced the goods for Nuno. I have to say, I'm disappointed. I think he's got 3 ports of call. The most 3 important pressing things for Antonio Conte are: 1, Harry Kane, because that needs to be sorted out, because whatever's going wrong, that needs to be sorted out. Number 2, assess the players and find a formation solution, because at the moment, I don't know a formation that suits them players.
Quickly.
And number 3 is the recruitment in January.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.